I have the really exciting challenge of hunting down new talent to join us here in presentation and be the voice of our new channel that we're going to launch in February, BBC Scotland. This channel will reflect all aspects of the modern Scotland we're living in. We're looking for new voices that represent us all. We're looking for someone who is enthused by working in a live studio environment. Someone who's calm under pressure, someone who is proud of their accent, a clear communicator, that person we all know who can, in a witty, killer turn of phrase, sum up what we're all thinking. That's the kind of person we're looking for. Someone who loves television, is empathetic with the mood of the programme, and you can hear that authenticity in their voice. It can be anyone you know, and we're looking for the new voice of BBC Scotland.
And you can join us for that tomorrow here on BBC Two Scotland at the earlier time.
Hi, I'm Kirsty Merchant. I'm one of the presentation announcer directors here at BBC Scotland in Glasgow. So I suppose a typical day for me would involve checking the schedule. Lots of people have had an input into making that schedule before I get to look at it, but we also have to check it because we're the ones who are transmitting it into people's homes. We've got to make sure it's correct. The buck stops with us. So check the schedule for, are the programmes correct? Is the programme what it says it is? Does it look right? Is the sound right on it? We check the trails that you see between the programmes as well, and the symbols. That's the last bit that we would speak over to tell you what programme's coming up next. And then there's checking the scripts to make sure that's got correct information on it. And of course, we've got the broadcasting to do. We've got all the junctions, the talking in between the programmes, and that really is the most important part of the job, I would say. There is quite a large variety of skills required for being a presentation announcer director. We need things like the performance elements of the job. That's probably one of the most important because it depends what kind of programme you're putting out. If it's a sombre programme, obviously you need to adjust your tone so you're not too happy bouncy. You need to keep it appropriate to the programme that you're putting out. And it can depend on the day of the week. Friday, Saturday, much more up and bouncy. Sunday evening, maybe a bit calmer. We get to write introductions, end credits, particular things referring to programmes that are coming up later in the evening. You've got a fair amount of licence to be as creative as you can, because of course we want the viewer to stay with us and we want them to watch and be interested in the programmes that we're putting out. There's technical skills required, so you've got to have some form of technical understanding, but we're not requiring degree level or anything like that. Editorial judgment is another skill that we need to have in this job. You might find yourself with 5 or 10 minutes worth that's unexpectedly come up and you've got to fill that time, but you need to look carefully at them. You need to decide whether or not that's appropriate for the place that you are in the schedule. Programmes on either side that you've been transmitting and where you are in the day. Something that might work earlier on in the day wouldn't work later on in the evening. You can't just grab the first one and think, that'll do, it's 5 minutes long, I'll shove that in there. Part of the job involves really working on your own. And though we are part of a team, there's lots of input from various other members of the department. Once you get inside the presentation suite, it's up to you. And that's actually quite a lovely thing to have, and probably quite an unusual thing, I would say, in the workplace these days.
A team are here all hours of the night and day, 365 days a year. So when someone is at home tucking into their Christmas turkey or vegetarian alternative, we are here. There's a flexibility in that, and it means that there's a number of different shifts throughout the day.
So there's the flexibility in the job. There's no 2 days are the same. You just never know what's going to come at you, and it's the variety and the fact you get to watch lots and lots of television. And the programmes are really good.